All right, guys, we're going to record so that in case anyone hops on and misses anything, they can hear it. So welcome to our January Coach Sneak Peek. I'm Danielle. Also, we have a bunch of other coaches on here that might speak throughout, but I figured I'd introduce myself if you don't know me. I've been a part-time coach for 7.5 years, so I'm the total grandma on this call. I'm also an architect and I am out of Philadelphia. So welcome. Thank you for giving your time. If you guys have questions as we go through, please use the chat feature. Like, we want this to be about you guys and answer all of your questions. Allie, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, sorry. It was nighttime, bedtime for Grace, and say the second night. I'm Allie. I am a mom of two, a almost 4-year-old and a 6-month-old. I'm a full-time PA and been a Beachbody coach for about 1.5 years.
Jess, you want to introduce?
Sure. Hey, everyone. I've been coaching for 5 years this month. I live in Houston. I know coach anniversaries are a thing to celebrate. I live in Houston. I work full time in marketing and oil and gas industry. And my favorite thing about coaching is the community and the people I've met because of it.
Awesome. Anyone else want to introduce real quick and then we'll get the party started? Anyone? Rachel? I see your face, so.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm in Georgia. I'm a full-time second grade elementary school teacher, and I've been coaching for almost 4 years next month.
Yay. Sarah, I'll hit you and then we'll get started. Introduce you.
Hi. My name is Sarah. I just started with the Beachbody a little over a year ago and really have dug in the business recently. I work as a RN in a cardiac cath lab, and I'm hoping to, I don't know, hope this team goes far now.
Yeah, girl. All right. I did make a presentation because you guys know me. I always like to be prepared and show you fun visuals, but I might tag on them throughout just to have other people talking because I think that's important. So welcome to our Hub Coach Sneak Peek. So if you are new to this call, I'd love for you to put in the chat if you are a challenger or you're thinking about becoming a coach and you've never been in the Hub before. So let me know if you know what the Hub is, but I'll give you an overview. So the Hub is our larger team community where a bunch of us that just introduce ourselves all have our own teams, but we work together collectively because everybody that is a coach in our team also works full time. So I think that's important to note that we all have different jobs and we all have different backgrounds, but we all have a passion for helping other women and growing teams with people like y'all who want something more for their life outside of their jobs. So you are not alone with thinking about coaching outside of your full-time job, even if you love it. So I wanted to touch on why now is an incredible time to be a coach, not just because it's the start of the new year. I think for us, a lot of the things around the business, you start earning them in January through December, much like you would in any other, role or position that you're working on annual goals. But there's a few things that are also going on that you guys may or may not be familiar with. The first thing is, now I will say I've been here for 7.5 years. So when I started, there was DVDs, there was no Beachbody on demand or streaming networks of fitness at all. We ran everything on Facebook. There was no accountability app or larger community to check in on. I literally would run a new Facebook group every month or a text message thread. It was very basic. But we have incredible tools now. So we just launched something called Body, which is our live interactive platform, which is wild to me to think that in not a lot of time, because really Beachbody On Demand, which is our platform for streaming any fitness programs, That only launched in like what, 2018, I believe. So it's only been like 3 or 4 years now. And we now have live class options for you to log in at a specific time and take a class, which is like a whole nother level of accountability. The music is freaking phenomenal. You're on there with the trainers live and they can correct your form. So it's just a real community like interaction where when we're in the middle of a pandemic, you are still totally connected to people. And that has honestly kept me so mentally sane the past 2 years, is like having this community, knowing that I'm a part of something bigger than myself. The other addition that came along with Body this fall is not only do we have, barre classes or, your normal cardio strength programs, things like that. Some of you who have done Beachbody programs, I'd love to know in the comments what your favorite program is. But you guys know we have now a mixed fitness bike, which is amazing. Someone might have to take over for me because I'm losing my voice. Allie.
So we currently have the mixed fitness bike just launched a few months ago. I have it. It is amazing. It is rivals the Peloton for a much cheaper price point. And my favorite part is you have all of your classes up on your screen. So you just turn the screen and use it to watch all of your classes, even the body workouts. What's your...
We went public.
Okay.
So
I didn't know what your first picture was. So we are now a public company. So we are traded on the stock market. That happened like 6 months ago, probably. So that's huge for the publicity of Beachbody and getting us out, the word out on the street of what Beachbody is, and just opportunities for the company as a whole being a publicly traded company.
Okay, the fourth picture. Sorry, if you guys didn't know, I've been sick for the past 2 weeks, so I haven't used my voice a lot. The last picture I want to share with you is we have phenomenal nutrition supplements and products and programs that sometimes from the outside looking in, you don't always know about, but have made a huge difference for me personally in my life. I was really sick growing up, had a lot of asthma, allergies, that sort of thing. So for me, Shakeology has been phenomenal. We have awesome pre and post workouts, awesome stuff going on. So there's just always something new. And obviously we're real people that still get sick, but I have not been sick in 7.5 years. So that's a lot to say, I feel like, around now, but it's just a phenomenal time to be a part of a company that's truly innovative and continually adding new stuff that we ask for. All right, so we kind of did this one, share a bit about you. Allie, you want to go through some of these? I can't see.
Yeah, and then I'll call on some people too, to kind of dispel some of these myths. So my coaching journey has been kind of prolonged. I started coaching 4 years ago, really wasn't in it, wasn't doing all the things. And so I stopped and then rejoined a 1.5 years ago. So you'll hear a lot of times when you talk to people, well, I'm not at my health goal yet. I can't be a fitness coach. Like I haven't done anything. Like I haven't hit my weight loss goal or don't have a transformation. Like I can't do that. Nope, not true. You are the person that you are, right? And people want to see that. People don't want to see you already hitting your goal. Like that doesn't make you real. It's real when you share where you've been, your struggles, and where you're going. I don't want to be salesy. There's nothing salesy about being a Beachbody coach. You're having day-to-day conversation with people. Danielle likes to call it being a professional friend maker. And so you just have conversations and tell them what you have to offer and see where it goes. There's nothing salesy about it. There's no sales pitch. It's telling people and telling the world what you have to offer and that you're here to help. And people either say yes or no. That's that. I'll definitely cover this one. I don't have a lot of time. Guys, I'm a full-time PA, have 2 kids, and still do this business. There is nothing I am the epitome of busy, I would say. I work the business in pockets of time throughout the day. So like when I'm peeing, right? Like TMI, but that's 5 minutes that you're stuck in the bathroom by yourself that you can get stuff done. At lunch at work, I listen to podcasts on my commute to work. There's nothing about this that takes that much time. It's how much time you want to put into it also. But I honestly spend an hour a day on my business. That's it. Just an hour a day. Sundays, I tend to unplug and not do any business activities, except workouts and drink my Shakeology, but nothing on Sundays. Who am I to motivate others? I talked about this on our other call. I never thought I'd be the one to motivate people. You guys, I'm not an extrovert. I don't find myself as being a confident person, or didn't before coaching. And so I felt like I was gonna struggle to motivate people. I just didn't see myself as the motivator. But you're on your own journey, and people want to see you succeed. No one wants to see you fail, right? If they do, then they're not your friend. Or I mean, no one wants to see that. So people want to see you succeed, and you are there to motivate them. End of story. What's required? Do you want to go over any of these, Danielle? Are you able to talk?
Yeah, we'll see how long I go.
Okay.
All right. So what's required cost wise? I always say nobody's going to do what you don't do, right? So I would never ask any of my coaches to be doing the programs or supplements or any of my challengers if I wasn't doing it. So the only cost is you committing to your own journey. So you would get set up with an initial package that provides you with nutrition and fitness support. I will say when I started coaching, I was also teaching group fitness 3 times a week, and doesn't mean that you need to give up the other things that you're passionate about, but it does mean that you need to find a way to incorporate the things that you love about coaching so that you can help other people on their journey. I have women that are in my team that are pregnant or postpartum, and I don't know what that's like because I've never been there, but I can still help them, and I can still connect them to somebody in our team that is experiencing what they are and have been through what they are and know how to help them. So I think that's important to remember, is that like, I hope you have other passions that are around health and wellness, and you should never give them up. I don't teach anymore because I wanted to make a bigger impact beyond 4 walls. I got really frustrated with like people coming in late or being on their phones and not listening or being present in my class, where I can get on here and work out with my best friends and actually be with people I want to. And the sky's the limit because it's all virtual. So there's no limitations. That just is what worked for me. I don't have a big following is complete BS because there's millions of people. I primarily run my business on Instagram, but you can choose to run it wherever you'd like. And there's only like 300,000 coaches. So there's 300 million people in the United States. And I guarantee all of them are thinking about health right now. So you don't need a big following to help 3 to 5 people a month. You just need a big heart and a willingness to learn and grow, and you figure it out as you go. And they say typically each person as an adult knows like 1,000 people, between when you rack your brain from back in the day and where you went to college and that sort of thing. So honestly, the majority of my team now is people that are random from the internet. Like literally Allie and I never met. Jess and I never met. Ashley and I never met. Noelle and I never met. They're literally all connections through coaches that I met on Facebook or Instagram through common interests, and joined my team because of their common connection or friendship, which I think is so cool. And now 95% of my friends have all come from Beachbody, which is phenomenal because they're all growth minded like I am, which I love. So the last one, usually I give this to Jess, but I'm not sure if she's too busy. Is it a pyramid scheme? So Beachbody is a legal company that, yes, you pay taxes for as a coach, that yes, you have a legitimate business. So a pyramid scheme would be like, I'm going to give you, or you're going to give me $5 and I'm going to like give you nothing in return for that. We don't have products stocked up in our individual coaching. Like Allie doesn't have your bag of Shakeology. It gets shipped directly from Beachbody. So there's no sort of like, you give me something and I give you nothing back. That's like a pyramid scheme. So that's illegal and that's not what we do here. You literally get a product for what you're paying for, just like you would when you go on Amazon or Target.com or any of those things. Any questions about limiting beliefs or myths? I know we went through them kind of quickly, or if any coach wants to add anything. Would love to hear from y'all. My coaches know I put them on the spot. All right, we'll keep it moving. Rachel, do you want to talk about the first two vital behaviors?
Sure. So the first two vital behaviors are two of the most important because it shows you on your journey. So the first one is being the proof the products work. So that is doing your workouts every day, no matter what workout it is, moving your body for a small period of time throughout the day, drinking your shake, sharing it on your socials, sharing it with your friends, and just being the proof it all works, because that's why we started in the first place. And then the second one that I'm really love is personal development, because yes, you can grow your body, you can do all the right things when it comes to the health aspect of it all. But if you're not growing your mind, you're not going to do any better in the business aspect of everything. So I'll give a personal example. When I first started, I was not confident in myself. I was like, I'm not capable of doing anything. I can do this for me, but I don't know if I can do anything for anybody else. And I was really ashamed of like how far I had let myself go. And so building my mind up from then till now, like I work out in sports bras and take videos of myself dancing in my workout room. Like I don't care now, because I know that that's what I love. And if the right people are seeing that, then they're going to join me. And if they don't care, if they don't like what they see, well, that's them and they're not my people. So building your confidence, reading books, reading podcasts, listening to podcasts. Allie said she listens it on the commute. That's what I do. Instead of playing the radio on the way to my elementary school and back, like I'm listening to an Audible book and listening to a podcast. You got to use it in the times that you can. So those are the first two.
Thanks, girl. That was awesome. All right. So the next two, what we call vital behaviors for coaches, and these are kind of the main four core things that we focus on, which I'm probably sure you guys are most nervous about or have questions about. I like to call inviting or sharing. So what I like to think of coaching is, if you were having a birthday party at your house and you wanted to have a big theme, maybe it was like, I don't know, 70s night or something, what would you have to do to make that party phenomenal? You would have to have decorations. You would maybe have a DJ. You would have to print out invitations. You'd probably have to follow up because you have those 10 people that don't RSVP and annoy the heck out of you because you don't know if you should get enough wine, right? So that to me is how I think about my team and coaching. Nobody's going to come to my challenge group or this team call if I didn't follow up with them and invite them in the first place. They don't know it exists. They didn't know the 70s party was going to be there. But the cool thing is, we as coaches teach you in our new coach training how to have those conversations, how to share the things that we're doing. You know, we help you through how to answer questions, because you're not going to know it all as a new coach. Heck, I still don't know it all, and I'm 7.5 years in. But again, that's why coming into a team that's established is really helpful, because we have systems to help you be more confident in doing that. And the fourth one that I personally love is recognition, because I know for me, working in a male-dominated profession, there's not a lot of times that I'm like celebrated or awarded or shouted out. You know, even just this last year, I went through a really big breakup for the first time in a long time. And I had a present from Jess as a surprise. I had cards from a bunch of my coaches. I had other coaches showing up at my house to hang out with me and spend time with me. those are the quality things that, like, it's not specifically an award on a stage, but when shit gets hard in my life, my team is there for me. And they've honestly become some of my very best friends. And I think there's something to be said about when you work with people that you love, they're there for life. And you get to earn things like trips, which this is a picture from Jess and I's last trip. Oh, gosh, 2 years ago now, 3 years ago. Shit, it's 2022. Sorry if there's kids around. I might drop a few bombs. 3 years ago, we were in the Bahamas on that picture. So there is opportunities for you to travel together, for you to be on stage and be recognized for your hard work, unlike anything I've personally experienced in my profession. And I know a lot of us don't feel elsewhere otherwise. So for me, recognition is a really, really big thing, that people feel special and supported and know that they are a part of something bigger than themselves. All right. Jess, did you want to talk about the different health tools and business tools we have as coaches?
Sure. If you hear any squeaking, my dog found his toy up here. So apologize in advance. One of the things that I hear a lot with coaches who want to start is, but I don't know anything, or how could I start coaching and bringing people in and start helping them out if I'm still trying to figure that out? And that's the beautiful thing about this, both from the offerings that we have as a team, like Danielle mentioned at the beginning of this, we collaborate as coaches together to help each other out. So this isn't like, hey, you just signed up and you're on your own. We're really there for you, but also Beachbody does an incredible job of giving us tools and trainings to set us up for success. They are actively working with some of the top coaches in the entire network to figure out what's working, why are they seeing success, and then sharing those tactics with the rest of us, because that's really what this comes down to, is we all want to help more people and we're going to teach each other what's working. So and I'm like squinting because I'm on my phone, from the health side. So some of the tools that we have to offer our customers are the community through the BOD groups, where they are linked with all the other aspects on here. You're tracking your nutrition, you're tracking your Shakeology, you're tracking your workouts on Beachbody On Demand. And then we have the virtual Zoom, which you guys have probably seen this on any of the coaches that invited you here. You've probably seen it on their stories. This Zoom is like so near and dear to our team. It just becomes a place where even though you're working out at home, potentially alone, you don't feel alone. And that's such an incredible support system that you have as a coach to use for people that you bring in. And then of course, Body, which is new for us, for having that live interactive atmosphere as well. From the business side, so this is really where I kind of want to focus on, the Beachbody tools that they give us from the company happen to be in our Coach Online office. And one of the things that's so incredible is this Coach Online office, we don't have to pay for it as coaches. Beachbody gifts this to us, which not only has analytics of your business, but it has a ton of training and social media materials to use and help you grow your business. We have, as a collaborative team, we have new coach trainings. You have your private coach to work together with on mentorships. There are like mentorship pods. We basically find what works for you as a learning system and have an option to plug you into that gives you the opportunity to grow in the way that you learn best. And then, of course, access to corporate leadership. As you start growing in your business, the company recognizes that and gives you exclusive access to some of their people, which is incredible as well. Danielle, do you have anything to add?
I was just going to say, we do a team call at this time every week, and there's different topics, which I personally love, because what else are you doing on a Sunday night at 8:00 that you can come kind of start your week off right with positivity and learning. And I just love that we as a team collectively do that. And it gets since we're all over the country, as you guys can see, we get to spend time together and learn more about each other too. So that was the only other thing I wanted to add. Awesome, Jess. All right, guys. So actually we might want to tag Jess into this too, how coaches earn, because she's always so good at explaining it.
No problem. All right, so we're going to keep this really simple because honestly, it is easy. One of those things that is a benefit of becoming a coach is the ability to earn an income. Now, I will preface all of this with the income disclaimer from Beachbody that there really is no guarantee for your income or success. It depends on your own diligence, skills, and efforts that you put on into this business. And there's also like a link that you could search if you decided you wanted to see income ranges. They're all openly reported by Beachbody for different ranks. So that's available to you. But here's the overall summary for how we earn an income as coaches. When you are mainly starting out, you'll be in this top left corner for the majority of your paychecks. They are weekly and they're reflecting of commission. So this is the instance of someone signs up with you, whether it's just for a nutrition, whether it's for just for the workouts, or it's for a bundled package with both of those options, you'll get a commission percentage off of their purchase. It's clean and simple like that. Any purchase you can go into, Beachbody has their own like FAQs, and you can find exactly what that commission would be based on what product if you're really interested in that. Then we have what's basically called a team cycle bonus. This is an opportunity to earn income by helping your team see success. So as you bring in coaches, but also helping your customers stay consistent. So what we find very often in this business is that when people fall in love with the products, they want to continue them. And who doesn't want to continue it at a discount? That's the option for someone to have a preferred customer status. And that level of status rewards you differently than a customer in your organization. It rewards you just through a different title, and you still get to earn through that category of team cycle bonuses. Now, there's so much focus on Beachbody to help coaches help their coaches see success. So you saw that in the aspect of training where we were talking about we're helping each other with tools. That also translates into your income as well. So as someone's coach starts, if I have a coach who's seeing success in this business and starting to have cycles of their own, as I would receive a percentage of those cycles, as long as I'm a minimum like leadership rank or above. And basically that's Beachbody's way of saying, hey, great job. You're mentoring this coach into seeing success, and we want you to benefit from that as well. With the huge asterisks here, this is where people get confused. I am not taking from the coach below me's income. This is Beachbody separately saying that coach earns what they earn because they worked hard for it, and we're just giving you a bonus because of it. One of the incredible things about the way this is structured is you can out earn the coach who brought you into this business. I actually did that in less than a year into my coaching journey. So this is not a thing where, oh, I'm joining so late and I'm not going to make enough money. If you're income driven, you truly have the reins at your hands to make a decision on how hard you want to work and how focused you want to be. And your coach can help you backtrack your goals and reach your income goals that could be completely separate from theirs. So I think that's really exciting. And then lastly, there's just more leadership recognition from Beachbody in quarterly bonuses. So that's kind of the simple version of it.
Thanks, Jess. She's always so eloquent in her wording. So I wanted to just hit on real quick, like how to grow your income. So, you know, most of us, like I said, do this part-time. And when I started this business, I really didn't have a vision for like growing a big income or growing a big team. I was just like, well, it'd be cool to like offset my own costs. That was really my only goal because I fell in love with Shakeology and I wanted to keep drinking it. So I went to my coach and said, like, what do I need to do to offset my costs? So there's something called Success Club, which is to me just the foundational activity of your business for new coaches that come in that directly correlates to you offsetting your cost of your products. So say, for instance, you're drinking Shakeology every month, you don't no longer want to pay for it. So you're going to be a coach, help other people fall in love with it and offset your cost. What that looks like is helping at least 3 people a month start with what we call a total solution pack, where they get our streaming platform of Beachbody On Demand paired with a nutritional product such as Shakeology. Or if you guys are on my team, you know you love Glow Juice, which is our pre-workout, post-workout. There's a bunch of different options, but you can start someone or 3 people you're as a new coach and essentially offset what your cost of Shakeology would be for the month. And in turn, Beachbody has a recognition program for new coaches that specifically aligns throughout your entire coach journey to say, hey, this is a proven thing. If you're helping 3 people every month this way, you're going to continue to grow your income. There's other cool things that come along with it, like a free ticket to our coach conference in the summer, as well as when new programs coming out, you'd have the opportunity to earn a spot to test out that program in what we call a test group, which is really fun. But for me personally, I've hit this goal almost every single month but one, I think, in the past, whatever, how many months is 7.5 years, because I wanted to challenge myself. I am someone driven by like beating myself. And so once I did it 1 month, I was like, hey, that's really cool. Like maybe I can make an extra $100 instead of just offsetting my costs. And that kind of helped me set goals to grow from there. The other thing is, once you kind of nail down what your actual, to me, like, you shouldn't come into the business with only like Beachbody goals. You should come in with something correlated to your life. So for instance, when Allie started, she told me that she wanted to spend one day less working so that she could spend more time with her kids. And so what we did is we looked at her business and said, cool, if you want to do that, you can get there faster by helping other women grow with you. And that to me is where there's more opportunity for learning and growing. Like the things that I've done as a coach to build a team has set myself up to be more leadership role in actually my career as well. So becoming a team builder and wanting to bring on other coaches and help them grow with you gives you those opportunities for, like Jess mentioned, different bonuses and things like that. And where maybe income isn't always my driver, there's coaches on my team that have income driven goals that I get to help them with, because you can come in with whatever goal you want. But for me, it's really like just being consistent over time, continually committing to knowing that you want to help people. And when you come in with a big heart and wanting to learn, the sky's the limit. All right. So I wanted to put this on here because I think sometimes we don't always know about these things. So Allie, do you want to talk quickly about what Coach Summit is and what the Success Club trip is?
Yeah, so Coach Summit is like the big Beachbody conference, basically, that's held every year, open to all coaches. So it's like a giant party, basically. It's in July every year. I have attended virtually the last 2 years. Fun fact, I attended virtually in 2021 when I was in labor with Jackson, who was just with me. It's true. So I'll be going to the first live in-person one for myself in St. Louis in July. So it's just a big party, a big recognition party, and just a fun time to learn and grow as a team and be together and learn together. The other thing that you're working for is the Success Club trip. So in 2023, it's in March. It is in Mexico. So you can earn with your business, you can earn this completely free. It's an all-inclusive 4-night trip to a super nice resort. So 5-star resort, all the amenities included, spa, everything is included. All you have to pay for is your flight, and you can earn the rest. So I'm going on my first trip in 2 months from today. to Punta Cana. My husband and I are going, and we're super excited for a kid-free trip, and for all the perks and to be spoiled. That's just a fun recognition event. You earned it. You get to just go and have fun and lay on a beach and do all the fun things.
Yeah, I wanted to note that Coach Summit, any coach can go to it. So it is something that you commit and pay to go to. If you are a new coach, you still have the opportunity this year to earn your ticket for free. And we have hotels booked for that already, but you also get first dibs. They launch all the new programs and products for the following year at Summit. They've also had speakers like Rachel Hollis or Brendan Bouchard or Gary Vaynerchuk. So for me, from a personal development standpoint, Summit, like everybody should be there. There's no reason. It's like a work conference, but with your best friends and all the fun stuff. So I just wanted to note that like Coach Summit's open for anybody. And then the Success Club trip, anybody can earn based on the work that you put in throughout the year. All right. So that is getting to the end of our presentation. We have some big goals for this year. We're really excited to bring in some new coaches. This was from our trip to Arizona on the left from this summer. We kind of did like a girls getaway because we haven't been able to have the live events. So that's something that I love about our team is it gives you a reason to travel together. Like my life is now planned around these Beachbody trips because I know that every summer I'm going to Summit and every spring we're going together to the Success Club trip. And all I have to do is book my flight and show up. And it feels like college when you walk into the airport and everybody, you know, everybody. It's like this fun familiarity surrounded by people that want to continue to grow. And that's what I'm really excited about for this year is to bring on new coaches that want to challenge themselves, that want to grow, that want to make a difference in the world, that you guys can reach people that someone else or your coach can't reach. You know, people that we don't know. And I love that aspect about this business because there's people out there that I would love to know and reach, but having a team allows us to reach more people collectively. So I always like to share like, what's my next steps? Maybe something on this call really resonated with you or you want to know more about. The first step is obviously talk to your coach and make sure you're enrolled as a coach. And then you would join our new coach training, and different teams do a little bit differently, but most of us all have a new coach message pod that we would plug you into so that as you go through your training, we expect you to have questions. We expect you to be uncomfortable and think it's a little bit weird. But the cool thing is because we have a larger team, we have resources for you to plug in and ask questions. And we're all over in different time zones. So there's always someone there to help you out. And then you would have a getting started right call, which is actually next Sunday for all of our new coaches, that we would walk you through a lot of the main questions and things that you guys have coming up. So it is now time for you to ask us anything and put us on the hot seat of what made sense. What do you want to know more about? Feel free to unmute. What are you scared about? Any of the above is welcome. Or you're all like, hell yeah, I'm signing up to be a coach right now, is basically what I'm getting. I'm sure you guys have questions, though. Feel free to shoot them in the chat if you don't feel comfortable unmuting. Nothing? Kristen, Hannah, any questions?
Like I was telling Rachel, I was like, this wasn't really something like I was considering before this call. And now I feel like it's kind of given me a lot to think about over the next like week-ish. So that's what I was messaging Rachel already, like figuring out what level I was in Beachbody and all of that fun stuff. So just gave me a lot to think about for sure.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I think a lot of these things, sometimes you're like, one of the things we don't really cover is like, what are the requirements to be a coach? And literally there's nothing that like you get to decide your goals. It's not like you're coming in and we're saying you have to earn this trip or you have to help this many people. Like you get to decide that with your coach. And that's what's kept me here really a long time, because compared to some other people that started around when I did, it took me a lot longer to kind of figure out, like it took me a good 6 months to kind of figure out what did I want and how did I want to incorporate it into my life. And that's okay too. And I think that's really important that you get to decide your speed and you get to decide what your goals are. And your coach will kind of meet you where you're at alongside of that. So love that you are here and you listened in. Hopefully it's pumping you up. Any other questions, Hannah? Or if there's any other, I think Ashley or Allison maybe. And sorry, I had a massive coughing attack. That's not my normal thing.
As you guys think about questions, I'm just going to add one thing.
Yeah.
If you're having this feeling of nervous, like you're feeling nerves, one thing I heard, and this honestly may have come from some sort of Beachbody training or personal development, because I didn't do any of that before coaching. I learned that the way your body feels about the sensation of nervous and excited are the same. The only difference is what you tell yourself the outcome is going to be, how you imagine the outcome. So if you have this sensation and you think that you are going to see success, have a great time, feel fulfilled, that will translate in your brain to excitement. But if you see yourself failing and down and all of these negative emotions, you'll feel nervousness. And so what I want you to kind of process here is, are you excited or are you nervous? Because you might not know the difference. And if you're nervous, if you're feeling this feeling and you're telling yourself, I have these negative thoughts of how it's going to go, talk about it with your coach, because the real reality of this is, what's the worst thing that could happen? In honesty, we talked about what coaching comes down to: taking care of yourself, personal growth for yourself. And we don't have enough time on this call to go over how many ways coaching has impacted our lives personally, in our careers, and our relationships. But I would really encourage you to sleep on it, take some time and talk it out, because you may just be missing out on one of the best things for yourself, and it could completely change the trajectory for your life, like I know it has for me, and I know Danielle's felt very similar as well. So that's my only 2 cents that I want to add, is just listen inside a little bit deeper.
That's such a good analogy, Jess, because I guess I didn't give the analogy that I usually do on these calls of for me, I went to Virginia Tech, there's a lot of Hokies on our team. But I went from a school of I don't know, probably 1,500 in my high school to 35,000 or however many people were at that school. And I was 6 hours away from home. I knew 2 people there. And I don't know if anyone else has gone to a big college, but even just going away to college, there's that moment where your parents leave and they set you up from your room and you're like, oh, what now? I had to figure out how to get to class. I had to figure out where the cool party is. I had to figure out where to get my groceries and how to, there's all these things that are new, and you're going to feel like a freshman as a new coach where you don't know everything, right? And you feel uncomfortable. But if you didn't feel that way, I would be scared, because I would think that you didn't care. So I always say that because we've all gotten, I would assume we've probably gone to college or high school, at least we've all gotten from freshman year to senior year, right? You figure it out, you start knowing the best way to class to get there faster. You start knowing how to study more efficiently to pass that test. You figure it out by doing. And this business is 100% that way. And I'm continually put in the freshman position on so many different things, learning social media. I didn't even I was like, what? I post on Facebook, I look back on my memories from 15 years ago, and it's your thought of the Friday night, get me to the best party. I didn't know how to share my story on social media. But anyways, I share that because you will feel like a beginner. And I know a lot of times in life, we don't like being the one who doesn't know everything in the room, but it actually pushes you to grow so much in your life, like Jess was saying, and really become a better version of yourself, I think. So we won't keep you all night. I like to keep these to 45 minutes, but I hope and I'm excited to see some new coaches get started, and just know that you guys don't have to have it all figured out, but that's why you have all of us here to help you. So thank you for attending our first Coach Sneak Peek of 2022. I love seeing so many faces, guys. And I hope you have a fabulous week, and I will see you on the Zoom gym tomorrow, hopefully. All right, guys, have a great week and be safe in your snow if you have it. Bye, guys.